Alright, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to get the head put back onto this. So stay tuned and let's get into this. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put the head on this, the head gasket, the cams, and the cam caps on this, and leave for the next video everything for the timing. So I apologize right now. I am a little sick, a little raspy, got the sniffles. Sound like a damn mouth breather right now, so I apologize for that if I sound like fucking Darth Vader on this video. I apologize. I am a little under the weather, but I'm here to do this shit because I need to get this shit done. So let's go ahead and jump into this, start doing all this stuff. Alright. But of course, I do have to clean this mess up first. Barely walking this son of a bitch, and I'm gonna be doing most of the work in here. So let me go ahead and pick this stuff up off camera, and then we'll go ahead and jumping in to getting this head put on this block and get this stuff going. Alright, so I got it cleaned up a little bit. Got my head gasket here. Got the ARP head studs right there with the washers and bolts and the lube. And now I just gotta take off this timing chain cover real quick. I went ahead and powder coated it black, or wrinkle blacked it, and I got this nice green dress up hardware from Downstar. So let me go ahead and take this stuff off real quick, and then we'll jump into putting that gasket on, putting that head on. So I went ahead and cleaned the surface up real quick with some cleaner. Now you're going to go ahead and drop these head studs. The Allen key side is going to go up. You're basically going to drop them in. And then you're going to screw them down snug. You don't want to torque these down, because when you go ahead and torque the nuts on here, that's where you're going to put your torque at. Or when you go ahead and put the nuts and washers on the top part of the head, that's where you're going to do all your torque. So you're just going to put these in snug, all of them. And then we're going to go ahead and put the gasket on after this. So go ahead, like I said, Allen key up, and then drop these down, and then just put them snug. And that's all you got to do. So right there is hand tight. So I'll take, where's my Allen key? My Allen key right here. And I'll just do it snug tight. Almost something like that. You don't have to torque these down. Like I said, I'll probably take the ratchet and just do a little snug, and that's it. So yeah, go ahead and snug all these head bolts down, and then we'll jump to the next step after that. Something I forgot to mention with the lube, you do not have to put the lube on the bottom part of these head bolts. You just gotta drop them in there and snug them up. Don't put no lube on it. The lube you're going to use is for the washers and nuts on the top part when you go to torque it down, because this is ultra torque lubricant. You're not going to be torquing these down, you're going to be torquing the ones up on the head, so you only need this part up on the head. Alright, so I got all these snugged up. Like I said, just, you know, bring them all the way down with the hand, and then maybe do like a little quarter turn on it, a little snug. So if you're wondering, these dowel pins right here, if you're disassembling this and you're wondering where these dowel pins go, they go on the intake side. So these dowel pins will drop in on those two spots on the end, on the intake side. Okay, not the exhaust side, the intake side. So let's go ahead and jump in. We'll put the head gasket on here. I am running an OEM head gasket. I don't have nothing oversized on these pistons for now, until we blow it up and rebuild it. But we are going to run this OEM gasket. Part number is right there. So yeah, go ahead and throw this on. It only goes one way, so just match up the holes, and then we'll go ahead and drop this on right now. Again, I apologize for sounding like Darth Vader. I am sick, and I'm mouth breathing probably like a motherfucker on this video. But alright, let's jump into it. Alright, so head gasket's on. You're just going to slide it over. Be gentle. It is, you know, thin. Don't be pushing on it, but just slide it over. Just like I said, make sure all these water ports line up. oil ports, whatever, water ports too. And like I said, it can only go in one way, but double check it and make sure all these are all, you know, lined up. But it should only go on one way. That's pretty much it. So that's how you put the head gasket on. Pretty simple. So we'll go ahead and, just looking at that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and start putting the head on top of this, and then we'll start torquing these babies down. So yeah, when you're putting this head on, just take it slow, take it easy. Sliding the head over these bolts. You don't want to go hard slamming it, because you don't want to nick anything on the bottom of that head. You know, you don't want to nick the surface or anything like that, because then now your mating surfaces are not flat with each other and you can get leaks or something. So just gently, you know, just pick it up by the, you're basically going to pick it up by the spark plug tubes. You're going to carry it over, try to line up everything as much as you can, and then you're going to slowly put it down on this block. All right. And also remember, intake side, exhaust side, exhaust side. So make sure you do that too. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. I don't have my GoPro with me, or I would be recording this for you guys as I put it on. My GoPro is dead. So yeah, just take it easy, be slow, be patient, put it on. Alright, so once you get to this point, you'll see it's not flat yet. I'm gonna go ahead and wiggle it around so that it'll drop flat on the surface. Those dowel pins back there will keep it from coming down smoothly as you can. But I'll go ahead and wiggle it back and forth a little bit, and it should sit flat. And then I'll take a rubber mallet and go ahead and bang the corners with the rubber mallet. Oh fuck, I can't breathe. Sorry guys, fucking sucks being sick. And I'll hit the corners with the rubber mallet to make sure it's seated right. Alright, let me go ahead and do that real quick. So right now it's seated pretty good. Or it's seated. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and take the mallet and bang these corners. And make sure it is on really secure. Oh shit. So just go like that. Nothing serious. You just want to make sure it's nice and seated. But it's seated. It dropped in actually pretty damn good. So I'll go ahead and double check this side real quick. Just to make sure. You want to make sure. So yeah, looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and we'll jump into the next step, which is going to be torquing these head studs down. Another thing I'm going to do real quick, since I got my rubber mallet, is I'm going to go ahead and recheck my springs. I've checked these at least 3 times. I'll make this my 4th time. Like I said from my last video, I do not want these keepers to pop out, so I'm going to go ahead and take my little mallet and triple check, quadruple check these and make sure they don't pop out before I start doing everything, before I start torquing. Just to make sure, like I said, you don't want to lose a keeper, you'll drop a valve. Alright, so I'm going to do that real quick off camera, and then we'll jump into torquing these head studs. Alright, so I'll go ahead and show you guys real quick. So I'm just basically taking that and just going like that. Just to double check. This is enough pressure right here that if these keepers ain't on there good enough, keepers will fly out. And that will drop a valve. So yeah, I'm confident now with these springs. Let's go ahead and do these head bolts. Alright, so the next step we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and the ARP torque lube that they supply with the head studs, we're going to go ahead and apply it to the washers and the bolts, whatever, nuts, sorry. What you're going to do is you're going to apply the lube to the bottom of the washer, top of the washer, because that's all going to make contact when you start torquing. And then you're going to put the lube on the bottom of the nut. Okay, that's where all the torque is going to be pushed on, is on the bottom of this and on both sides of this washer. So take your time, go ahead, lube up both sides, lube up that, and then drop one in, and then do it one by one. And then I will give you the torque specs once we get there. One other thing is these nuts are 12-point nuts, or you need a 12-point socket, and it's going to be a 13. So if you don't, a lot of people don't have these 12 points. Go ahead down and buy you some 12 points, because you need 12 points to put these nuts on. Alright, so yeah, so go ahead, like I said, lube those sides you need to lube. I'm gonna go ahead and put all of them on hand tight. and then we will go ahead and torque these down. I will give you the torque specs. And then after this, we'll see about getting into the cams and everything like that. I am running I do have a time limit. I got to be at work in about 4 hours. So hopefully I can get all these tightened down. And then in this video, I can do the cams and everything like that. But if not, then this will just be a separate video on just doing the head. All right, back at it. So I got all the washers on. You don't have to cake it too much. Just, apply it to both sides evenly, I guess. I use these to basically grab the washer and drop it in, because this shit is like anti-seize, and this shit will get everywhere. So you'll have it everywhere. Just keeps it from making a big mess inside the head. Use some needle nose pliers, and then just drop them in. So yeah, I got the washers on. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting all the nuts on, or the bolts. Yeah, nuts. All right. So I got all the bolts, or nuts, sorry, on. Now let's go ahead and start getting this torqued. What was I gonna say? Where am I at? Oh, right here. I don't have a deep socket 12.13 millimeters, so I'm gonna have to use the extension with it. It will take away a little bit from your torque specs, a couple degrees, but no biggie. It'll be just fine if you use it like this. So torque specs are going to be, let me look at them in the book real quick. Alright, I did forget my book at the house, but I did write it down. Head studs are going to be torqued down to 70 pounds. You're going to go in 3 steps, 25, 50, and then into 70. So that's your max torque's going to be 70. I do have the Acura RSX owner's manual, so those are the right legit torque specs for the head studs. So I'm gonna go ahead and break out my torque wrench and start doing these. Like I said, 3 steps. You're gonna do all of them. 25, come back, do them all again, 50, then come back and do them 70. And there is a pattern that you guys want to go into torquing this. You just don't want to start here and start going around. You can basically warp this head, I guess, bend it out of shape. I will go ahead and show you the diagram right now on the screen. That's the pattern you want to go on. So yeah, so make sure you use that torque sequence. 1, 2, 3, whatever the torque sequence is that you guys just seen. Make sure you use that torque sequence. So I went ahead and just snug these up with the ratchet real quick, and then now I'm gonna break out the torque wrench, and I'm gonna go ahead and torque it in that sequence that you guys just seen. So once you do that, that's pretty much it for the final step of this head, I think. Pretty sure, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my torque wrench out, and let's go ahead and torque these down. So I went ahead and double checked the torque spec for the head bolts in the Acura manual. So you want to go to 70, do not exceed 75 per Acura manual. Alright, so do not exceed 75. Alright, so let's go ahead and torque these down. So I got my torque wrench set to 25 for the first rotation, or first tightening torque, and then I'll go 50, and then I'll hit 70. So there. I'll go ahead and torque this up. Alright, so I got the first set of torque specs down to 25. When you're torquing these down, try not to go back and forth. Try to get it all in one motion if you can. It'll just be a lot better. So yeah, so now I'm going to go ahead and work on the second torque, which is going to be 50. So we're going to go ahead and hit these in the sequence you need to hit it for 50. Alright, so torque wrench is set to 50. Let's go ahead and hit it. Alright, so I got my torque wrench set to 70 for the last step. These are torqued down to 50. You'll notice when you start torquing it, it'll kind of give way, or not give way, but loosen, or feel like it goes down more. Just keep going until you hit your torque specs, but it's normal. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit these 70, and that should conclude these head bolts. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit those 70 real quick. Alright, so they are all torqued down to 70. This head is on there now. So that's pretty much how you do the head, connect the head back to the block. Let me check my time, make sure I got enough time to do these cams. If not, we'll drop in the next video. So I went ahead and checked the time. I ran out of time. I got to get ready for work. So that's how you put the head back on the block. I will go ahead and drop this video. Tomorrow, if I wake up early enough, I will go ahead and drop the video or do the video on how to do the cams and rockers and cam caps to put back on this. Fuck. And then also, I'm going to go ahead and take out all these studs. I do got titanium hardware for intake and exhaust side, so I'll probably install those too while this is like this. And I'm going to go ahead and take this off, and I'm going to block the heater core because it's routing the heater core lines for the turbo. It's a pain in the ass, so I'm just going to delete the heater core. I do got AC on this. So yeah, so that is pretty much that. If you're to this point now that you got the head on and all tightened up, now's a good time to go ahead and put your lost motion springs in these holes right here. Go ahead and take one out real quick. Alright, so you got your lost motion spring, you got the open part right here, and you got the flat surface up here. You're basically going to have the flat side up, and then you're just going to go ahead and drop them in there, and that's it. And that flat side is what the rockers will hit on. So let's go ahead and install all your new lost motion springs. If you don't have new ones, go ahead and put your old ones back in, but I recommend, they're not too expensive. Just if you're in here, might as well buy new ones. So they're not too expensive. So go ahead and put those in, and that's it. So there you go. All lost motion springs are in. There is in total of 8 of them. So when you go buying the new lost motion springs, buy 8. Here is a part number. These are Honda OEM. Part number is right there. Alright, yeah, basically I get all my parts from KSP, which is K-Series parts. That's where you can buy all this stuff. That's usually, I get probably 90% of my parts from. So, yep, that's it. Head's done. I'm going to go ahead and set this valve cover on top for now until I pick up tomorrow. Don't want dirty head. No dirty head, alright? No dirty head. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and leave this on here. That way no dust gets in there. Keeps it clean. I can't wait till I get my new hydro dip valve cover. It should be done here pretty soon. That's going to be pretty cool. But anyways, yep. Check it out. Alright, so I hope that helped you out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it helps you out when you guys are doing this. So that's pretty much it for this video. Stay tuned for the next video dropping on how to do the cams, cam caps, and rockers put back in. And then I'll probably drop one more video after that on all the timing stuff. And we'll see what else we drop after that. So hope you like it. Like, subscribe, K all day, and I'll catch you on the next one.